Good afternoon, race fans, and welcome to the show. Tonight, we have a good one here. It is race number 4 from the American Sim Racing Club Street Stock Series here at South Boston Speedway. Tonight, we have 20 drivers ready to do battle here. Excuse me, it's actually race number 5, so this season flying on by here with qualifying already done and over with. Zach Nichols walking away with the quick time award, but with him winning last week, he gets to start shotgun on the field here tonight. We'll see what he can do. Drivers have 100 laps here to determine who is walking away with the checkered flag here. As about 10 seconds left in warm-up, then we'll head down trackside to go through tonight's starting lineup. Alright, so here we go. Drivers getting ready to line on up and send things on away. Chase Swink in the 40 machine will lead the field to the green flag. To Chase's outside will be his brother Hayden Swink in the 35. So a Swink front row start here tonight at South Boston. Rolling off third will be the 88. That is Chuck Darling. Darling hoping to finally have a little bit of luck. He starts in a pretty good spot. Rolling off fourth will be the 7 car of Pete Dillon. Starting in P number 5 will be the 93. That is Andrew Payne. And to his outside, rolling off 6 will be the 86 of Stephen Hoffman. Starting in 7th is 18. That is Devin McDonald. Then in 8th, it is Ron Hart in the 51. Jaden Kratacci in the 926 will start 9th. And 10th will be the 9 car of Anthony Danta. AJ Cruz here making his first start this season. He will start 11th. And then Zach Nichols with the quick time here in the 44 would start 12th, but has to go to the back. Then behind Nichols, rolling off in P number 13 will be the 41. That is Caleb Ramsey. Josh Cole in the 80 machine will start 14th. 15th going to the 38 of Dave Payne. TJ Hassan in the 14 will start 16th. 17th going to Dylan Holcomb in the 68. Zach Coyer in the 13 will start 18th. 19th going to John DeMeester in the 2. Starting 20th is Calvin Bose in the 940. And then Tanner Tallarico race control in here. And Dustin Heights in the 98 will start 22nd here. So we are all set here, getting ready to rock and roll here and send these drivers on away. So next time by, we will go green flag racing. Chase Swank will have control here of the start. As a great looking field of street stocks get ready to do battle here. Like I said, 21 cars here taking the green flag. We'll see how many we finish here, because here short track, hard, close racing. But those walls, if we get an incident, it's going to be a big one. But here we go. Chase Swank on the loud pedal. We go green flag racing here at Sobo. The field down and away through turns 1 and 2. Chase Swank able to get clear from Hayden Swank. Now Pete Dillon very sideways. Pete Dillon in the wall. Oh, he'll get tagged by some more. And wow, some big hits there, as Pete Dillon will get tagged by TJ Hassan. Hassan with a lot of front end damage there to the 14 Not sure who else got it. Maybe Josh Cole got a piece as well. Yes, it looks like Josh Cole with some damage there on the 80. So a quick caution to bring out our first caution of the evening here, as it looked like Pete Dillon there up in the second lane maybe just cooked in a little bit too hot, had that rear end step on out, and then just couldn't save that race car there after that. So under the caution conditions for the first time here tonight, as we get cars just pacing on out here. Chase Swink, I don't believe, has any top 5 finishes here in his career. He just started racing with us this season, so only now about 5 races under his belt. Doesn't do the Tuesday night because he tries to race, I believe, the college series on the Tuesday night, so not able to make the supers, but jumps out here for the street stocks, and Jay Swank gonna choose the inside lane. So still the same top 2, the same front row, but then everything else starting to jumble on up further on back. Lights are out on the iRacing pace truck, so we are going green next, or I should say this time by, as here we go. The iRacing pace truck here jumping on off. Chase Swank now gonna go right now. Here we go, back to green flag racing here at South Boston after a lap 1 incident. Chase Swank gone and away. The question is, what does Hayden Swank do? Does he put the pressure on his brother, or does he run blocker behind and try and keep the field back as long as possible? Because now here comes Andrew Payne rocking and rolling in lane number 2 in the 93. So Andrew Payne started 5th. He's up into 3rd as he was able to clear Chuck Darling there in the 88. Further on back here, Ron Hart just able to clear Josh Cole. Cole trying to make the outside lane work. Right behind them, Stephen Hoffman, Anthony Danta, then AJ Cruz there in the Police 57 machine. Everyone kind of single filed out. Further on back, you know, it starts getting a little bit more dicey as we ride on board with Zach Nichols. Nichols has driven up to 16th here, looking for some more. There's one car in the wall in front of him. That's Dylan Holcomb there in the 68. Holcomb just kissing the wall there off of turn number 4. Almost gets a piece of it. Maybe does down the backstretch as well. Up to second though, battle for second. Andrew Payne to the inside of Hayden Swank. So Payne continuing his march to the front of the field as he will draw even. Oh, contact there off of turn number 4. That'll put Payne big time sideways, able to hang on to that race car, but you gotta wonder, 100 laps, these drivers have to finish on these sets of tires. How will that right rear be feeling on that 93 with this pace from the start? Oh man, more contact there off of turn number 2. Swank trying to keep that 93 car as low as possible. As very even diving down into turn number 3. Payne having the advantage with the shorter distance route. More contact, even more contact. Andrew Payne somehow hangs onto that race car. That will stack up the field, and I believe one car went around, maybe not. No, we stay green flag racing. But Andrew Payne, Hayden Swank making contact. That allows Chuck Darling to squeak on through. And wow, that could have been a big time wreck here, but we somehow stay green flag racing here at South Boston. So it's Chase Swank here leading his first ever laps here at ASRC out in front. Chuck Darling, a little bit of luck on his side, able to get the clean lane through that. He's running in second. Andrew Payne third. Jaden Kurtachi, he's up to 4th. And Ron Hart has now entered the top 5. We head back a little bit deeper in the field here. John DeMeester and the 940 side by side. Zach Coyer in the mix as well as Dustin Heights. So all these cars battling on out. This is about 15th on back here. And still side by side, some good racing all around the Speedway for pretty much any position you can think of. As John DeMeester going to try and clear the 940, almost able to do it down the backstretch. Now here on the front stretch, the 2 car able to get that position. Now here comes Zach Boyer to make his way as quickly as he can through that thing. And there, that time by at the start-finish line here. We go about a 1/5 of the way done here tonight as Chase Swank still out in front. Now Chuck Darling has reeled in our race leader, Darling within a car length. Further on back here, Zach Nichols completing the pass on Caleb Ramsey. That was a pass for the 7th position. So Nichols, after starting 21st, he is up to P number 7 here tonight. As Chase Swank continues to lead the lane. Now a little bit of a gap from our top 10. Our top 10 starting to walk away from the rest of the field. Anthony Danta currently in that 10th position. Then Hayden Swank in 11th. You gotta wonder, does Swank have some sort of damage or maybe grind things on out a little bit, saying, hey, that was a little bit too hectic than I wanted. Right behind Swank, Dave Payne making the move on Stephen Hoffman. This is a battle for the 12th position, but looks like Hoffman going to be able to hang on to that spot. So everyone's starting to get in a groove, figuring out what kind of pace they want to run, what kind of pace they can run. One car slow on the Speedway, Josh Cole. Not sure if Cole's having an issue or what's going on, but Cole will bring it down pit side. We stay green flag as a quarter of the race now done and away. Jay Swank making it very tough on Chuck Darling. Swank was very low on exit, but Darling able to shoot it down in there. Send one down the inside into turn number 3. Jay Swank able to defend at least another lap. Let's ride on board with our race leader, looking back at the field behind them. Chuck Darling trying to get something working on the high side and doing just that, side by side now for the race lead. As I believe at the stripe, Chuck Darling led that lap. Darling gonna get on the throttle early, gonna keep it off the wall, and yeah, that time by for sure, Chuck Darling, new race leader here tonight. So the only other driver to lead besides Chase Swank now is Chuck Darling, as he got the job done on the high side. We'll see if Andrew Payne will try and jump to the outside of the 55. Looks like not quite this time. Ron Hart now will start to look to the outside of the 93, so it looks like if you got a car there, as Andrew Payne dives one down to the inside. Payne now looking to the inside of the 55 for second place here. Payne didn't get the exit off the turn number 2 he was hoping for, so Chase Swank able to hang on to P number 2. Now here comes Ron Hart to work to the outside of Andrew Payne. Payne and Hart side by side. Andrew Payne gets a little bit loose. Ron Hart able to put down the power a little bit better. Advantage down the straightaway. Definitely that outside lane here tonight. Jaden Katachi also jumping up to lane number 2 in the 11 machine. Zach Nichols in the fight as well. So Nichols up into 6. He's looking for any sort of opening. And a big night it would be for Zach Nichols. If he can pick up the win here tonight, he will tie for the most ever wins here in ASRC, doing it in blistering pace here. He has under 70 starts here. He's looking for win 29. But out in front, Chuck Darling continues to lead the way here as Chase Swink tries to defend as much as he can that second position. Now Ron Hart able to get by Andrew Payne. Same with now Jason Kurtachi. Kurtachi's going to be able to clear the 93 here off of turn number 4. Zach Nichols now jumping to the outside of the 93, so Nichols going to be into the top 5 here. With still over half of the race yet to go here tonight. You can see nice and smooth on braking, on entry, then getting the car turned where you want. Pretty much just rolling onto the throttle as much as you can without lighting those rear tires up. Battle for the 7th position here as Anthony Danta trying to work over Dev McDonald. They make contact down the backstretch, a little bit of door banging. They'll go through 3 and 4 about dead even here tonight. Danta with the better pace, just a little bit, able to get clear. Here comes Dev McDonald with the crossover move. McDonald will sail it on in there. He will get loose, have to chase up the car a little bit, but Danta able to keep the momentum up. Danta up to P number 7. Further on back, Dave Payne and Zach Corrigan around Dylan Holcomb. That was for 13th position, so Dave Payne up into 13th. Everyone else really kind of in their own islands except for this pack in the top 5. Besides that, everyone kind of spread on out, running their own race, running their own pace. As Chuck Darling continues to lead the way here tonight, Chase Swank has done a great job holding on to that 2nd position. Has a lot of hungry drivers right behind him and has not made any sort of big mistake or anything like that. So these drivers going to have to try and beat him heads up racing. Further towards the back here, Zach Boyer trying to get around Dave Payne for that 13th position. So Boyer should be able to do that here in a few laps. I believe Coyer got some sort of damage on that lap 1 incident, able to start to rebound here tonight. Had a good rebound going last week at Nashville Super Speedway, but then got caught in a lap slap incident. Did not get the finish he probably deserved after working his way back through the field. Zach Nichols now working over his teammate Jaden Kurtachi. Those two will lean on each other a little bit. These two know this could be the race for the win depending on who is in front, especially as we close in on the halfway point here. Nichols to the inside, Kurtachi trying to make the high side work here. And this time at the start finish line, it is cross flags here. Halfway down, halfway to go here at South Boston. Only one caution here tonight so far, happening on lap number 1. Since then, it's been clean and green racing as Kurtachi will lose that spot to Zach Nichols. Now here comes Andrew Payne, and Payne make his way by the 11. Looks like no, he cannot, so Payne will fall back in line in P number 6. Now here comes Anthony Danta. Danta in the 9 car has reeled in this first pack and trying to see what he can do here. Out in front, Chuck Darling starting to stretch his legs just a little bit, starting to walk away from Chase Swank there in that second position. Ron Hart hasn't been really able to put a ton of pressure on Chase Swank either. So you got to wonder, is he saving his stuff still, waiting to turn it on up? Because if there's a time to do so, it might be sooner than later with Zach Nichols right there on the rear bumper. Hart will get a little bit tight there at the apex. Nichols will look to the inside. Nichols will get a little bit of wheel spin. Now Hart will leave the lane open for Nichols, but that outside lane definitely moving in its own right. You can definitely run up there and kind of defend up there as well. So 2 lanes starting to form here tonight at South Boston. That's what you like to see. Further on back here, Caleb Ramsey, Devin McDonald side by side. This is a battle just inside of the top 10. This is for 8th position here. Right behind them, AJ Cruz running in that 57 as well. Ramsey trying to get around McDonald, but McDonald in the outside lane. He just has to be smooth, make sure he doesn't overdrive the corner. And this pass will be very tough to complete for the 41 machine. And dead even going into turn number 3 for this battle. So Caleb Ramsey notching away at the pass and so far making it work. McDonald a little bit up the speedway there. And Caleb Ramsey able to get clear. Now AJ Cruz tries. Cruz will get turned. Cruz and McDonald will make contact down the backstretch. And that will bring out our second caution flag of the night. Chuck Darling's lead here gets erased with that. So we'll take a look at it one more time here, see what happened to the 57 machine of Cruz. So this is off of turn number 2, and Cruz just, I think, a little bit too far up the racetrack. I think didn't quite leave Devin McDonald enough room. I think McDonald's maybe a little bit off the wall, but then once they start making contact, then that pushes them both up to the outside wall. And definitely the 57 and the 18 with some damage here tonight. Looks like the 7 car of Pete Dillon back out on the speedway will be the lucky dog here, so we'll get one of those mini laps back. But Pete Dillon involved on that first lap incident. And we shouldn't see anyone really down on pit road. The only time you're coming down on pit road here in the street stacks is to get any sort of damage repaired, because no sets of tires in the pits for these drivers. So Chuck Darling here having to choose at the start-finish line. It looks like Darling will choose that inside lane now, move Chase Swank outside of the front row. Ron Hart will start 3rd. Zach Nichols 4th. Jaden Kritachi rounding out the top 5 here for our second restart of the night. I say, you know what, let's head up into the stands. Let's get the fan cam going for restart number 2 of the night. Chuck Darling on the loud pedal, and we head back to Green Flag Racing here at South Boston. Darling away, he's able to get clear. Now here comes Ron Hart to the inside of the 55. And Hart with kind of being dead even with him. Can he make that bottom side work, or that top side just gonna keep on prevailing here? Right now Chase Swank with about a half car advantage. Though Swank gets tight there through the middle, he washes on up, but continues to get those good runs down those straightaways here. Hart will lead on Chase Swink just a little bit. We'll get him a little bit sideways. Both cars able to hang on to it. No harm, no foul. Now the advantage, though, to Ron Hart, as those two will continue to lean on each other. Zach Nichols starting to get impatient there. Second car in the outside lane. He's starting to push the 55. Starting to look to the outside here in 3 and 4, just like that as well. So with these guys battling as hard as they are, it's allowing Chuck Darling to get out by himself out in front. Darling with about a 3/4 of a second advantage over the rest of the field here. Has some great racing with these guys through the field. I mean, racing inches apart from each other, right on top of each other. Let's ride on over Chase Swink, looking on back, just seeing how close these battles are with these cars 2 by 2, 3 rows deep. I tell you what, here on iRacing, the racing doesn't get that much closer than what we're seeing here tonight at South Boston. Chase Swink able to get clear, so now Swink will move to the bottom. This could be a ill-timed move, though. That opens up the top lane to Zach Nichols. Here comes Zach Nichols on the high lane. Nichols now trying to get around Chase Swink for that second position. Nichols almost clears Chase Swink there down the backstretch. Going to try and do just that here down the front stretch and maybe clear for a second, but not by the time they get. Oh, big time contact though. Chase Swink gets into the side of Zach Nichols. That'll slow down Chase Swink enough that Nichols able to get clear in second. Now Andrew Payne big time sideways. Payne, I think, may have gotten some help right as we go into the countdown clock. 25 to go, and let's see what brought out the caution flag here. But Andrew Payne to the back of the field here. Let's see what caused it. Oh, that's a little bit too late here. We'll try and go back a little bit further. So Andrew Payne up in lane number 2. Chase Swink down low in the 55. And yeah, that's tough. That's a tough one to call, but for sure, Andrew Payne and Chase Swink making contact there. And I just heard over the race control there, Chase Swink tapping on out. So Chase Swink from inside the top 5 all night long will go to the back. Man, oh man, how will this work out? Zach Nichols from the back up into second now. Chuck Darling gonna have a very important choose. Does he choose the preferred lane or does he choose the line? His teammate is gonna restart in on the bottom. And when we get rocking and rolling, folks, it'll probably be about a 20 lap shootout when it's all said and done. Alright, so here we go. The moment that could define the race here. Chuck Darling at the start finish line. Gonna choose the inside lane here. I'll put Zach Nichols on the outside of the front row. Ron Hart third. Anthony Danta fourth. And look at this. Caleb Ramsey up into the top 5 there in the 41 machine. So here we go. What kind of restart can Chuck Darling get? The iRacing pace truck here heads off of pit road. Darling gonna go early. He's gonna get a good start here. Darling by himself. Ron Hart will try and get around Zach Nichols. Side by side for second down the back straightaway. Chuck Darling by himself. What can Zach Nichols do? What can Ron Hart do? Those two right on top of each other off of turn number 4. Darling already knowing what's coming. He moves up to the second lane here tonight, trying to make sure that 44 does not get a nose to that right rear quarter panel. Ron Hart will slot into third. He will jump quickly to that outside lane, try and take it away. Oh, one car hard in the wall towards the back. I believe that's the 98 of Dustin Heights. Yes, it is. Heights here with some big time damage on the right side as well as the nose. So let's see what happened to Dustin here off of turn number 2. So looking at this Royal Purple number 98 machine, we'll get a little bit into lane number 2. Then Andrew Payne makes contact with the left rear quarter panel there of the 98. And that will send him on around. And oh, Chase Swank will get a piece of the wreck as well. So this will slow down the field for the 4th time here tonight and probably leave about a 14-lap shootout from our 20-lap shootout after the last time. But if there's one guy that wants to see these cautions, it's probably our race leader, Chuck Darling. As it looks like Pete Dillon getting yet another lap back here tonight in the 7 machine. As laps continue to click on down here, so we'll have to see if this time by will be the choose for the 88. Last time he chose the inside, probably will do the same. Worked out pretty all right for the 88 of Chuck Darling, and that is what he'll do. He'll choose the inside lane. Lights are out around the South Boston Speedway. We are going green next time by. And the big question of the race will be, is this the last Boardwalk Subs caution, or do we have some more? 13-lap shootout coming at you from South Boston. Chuck Darling away with an early start, making it work as he will get clear from Zach Nichols. Now here comes Ron Hart. Will try and get to the inside of the 44. Can't quite do it. Here comes Anthony Danta now to the outside of the 51. This time by, it is now 12 to go. Ron Hart will quickly jump up to lane number 2. Zach Nichols now to the inside of Chuck Darling. Side-by-side battle for the race lead. As further on back, Caleb Ramsey, Hayden Swank leaning on each other. Then behind them, Zach Coyer, Stephen Hoffman, Dave Payton, Jaden Kratachi. Battles all over the speedway here. This time by at the stripe, 2 open palms from the flagman. 10 laps to go with the leaders starting to lean on each other. Zach Nichols will drive it in there deep. Will have the advantage down the back straightaway. Can Zach Nichols go from the back to the front? He will clear Chuck Darling. Man, oh man, Zach Nichols from the back now to the front all by himself. As Darling will slot into second. Ron Hart trying to hold off Anthony Danta for that 3rd position. They will get sideways. Danta, big time sideways. He will somehow hang on to that race car here, but only 8 laps to go. It's getting down to the witching hour here. Here comes Hayden Swank to the inside of the 9 car. Hayden Swank continuing to try to make this inside lane work there on the 9 car. Down the straightaways and to the start-finish line. Oh, contact there. Stephen Hoffman, Caleb Ramsey, big time contact through 1 and 2. Those two will lean on each other a lot. We'll see if some more there through 3 and 4. So we'll keep an eye here on the 41 in the 86 now with 5 laps to go. Hayden Swank doing a great job of making that inside lane work. He's able to draw almost even there as Caleb Ramsey, Stephen Hoffman will single file on out. Further on back, wrecking on the backstretch here. Looks like Dylan Holcomb will bring it down pit side, and that will leave now just a green-white checkered. So let's see what happened to bring out our 5th Boardwalk Subs caution of the night. So keeping an eye here on the 66. Oh, him and Chase Swank in the 55 make contact. Then Holcomb, trying to save that race car, has to chase it all the way up to the outside wall into the marbles. Then, oh man, Dustin Heights having absolutely no luck here. He will get tagged and make, once again, hard hit to the outside wall this time down the backstretch. So here we go. It's going to be our one attempt at a green-white checkered here tonight. So with that, that means that if we get the white flag, we are racing back to the checkered. If we do not see the white flag, we are finishing this race under the caution conditions here. As it looks like still pacing out here at South Boston Speedway. So here we go. Zach Nichols here at the stripe, going to choose the inside lane here. Chuck Darling going to be on the outside here. Ron Hart in 3rd, Anthony Danta 4th, Hayden Swing in P number 5. So here we go. Our one attempt at a green-white checkered here to end things at South Boston. Zach Nichols in the 44 going to be in control. We'll fire on off, and here we go. We head to green flag racing for our one attempt at a green-white checker. Zach Nichols going to be able to get clear here through turns 1 and 2. As long as he doesn't have any sort of big moment, he is looking pretty good. Off of turn number 4, we will get the white flag one more time around as Zach Nichols leads the field. Anthony Danta sideways through turns 1 and 2. Everyone making their way down the backstretch. Looks like pretty clean racing through the field, but off of turn number 4, Zach Nichols will pick up his 29th career win here in ASRC. Chuck Darling will finish in 2nd. Ron Hart will round out the podium. Wow, some great stuff there, as Zach Nichols will bring it here to the front stretch and probably celebrate it. Maybe not. He will park it here right at the start finish line. So don't go anywhere, folks. We'll get things rocking and rolling for our post-race interview. So we'll be back after a quick commercial break.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Alrighty, folks, we come back here live to South Boston with our post-race show. Our first driver we'll be talking to here tonight is our third place finisher, that being the 51 of Ron Hart. Ron, do you got a copy? It's Brett the Jet in the booth here.
Yeah, I got you, Brett.
Alrighty, my man. How we feeling after 100 laps here at South Boston?
All right, man. It was a good race. A lot of good battles last couple nights, and just think he used up a little too much tire early on tonight, probably to really contend. Tire wear is a little more of a factor than it has been maybe this year in the street stocks, and just used them up a little bit to really get up there and contend with those top two, but did a little blocking and was able to hang on for third.
Yeah, overall, not a bad night, especially looks like you had some front end damage early on in that race. I know you probably didn't feel anything different because you only got one lap in there, but you think that had anything to do with it here tonight?
I mean, it never helps. I don't. It definitely hurts you more probably in here than it does in real life. So I did see that, and just unfortunate there. The first lap, somebody wrecked, but um, probably didn't help us at all. But I don't know that it hurt a ton. We still able to move up from what eighth to second at one point or third, and ended up third. So it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, overall, not too bad of a night from the 51 machine. And yeah, after a string of races and whatnot, how we feeling back on the podium and I guess back with a live broadcast as well, right?
Yeah, I think I've only not finished top three one race all season. We've had a really, really good season so far, and that was when I wrecked everybody one night at Oswego. So, um, overall, it's been a really good year. Got one win so far, and a lot of seconds and thirds. I mean, love to win a few more, but just being up there, giving yourself a chance has been good. Been able to miss quite a few wrecks. I think tonight's only the second time I've made the invert, so sucked at qualifying. Maybe could have won a few more if I could have did better there, but finish wise, we've had a really good season.
Yeah, it has been a great season so far for you, Ron, and kind of both cars as well. Supers not as well as the Streeters, but yeah, these Streeters really clicking with you well. How we feeling next week? We head to Old Langley. How we feel about that place?
I don't have a lot of laps there. I think I've raced there once or twice. Tight little place. I usually do pretty good there. I feel like I'm better in the supers than these cars. So, I haven't been able to get that win yet, but that kind of more ups up my alley. I feel like those things are a lot of fun to drive and race and battle out like we did last night. And these things I don't know, they're all right. They're not my favorite car by any means, but I enjoy racing with the boys on Wednesday. So I keep showing up to do it.
Yep, these things definitely put on a good show, and one of the few cars in iRacing where you can kind of really lean on each other and not have someone get way out of sorts super quickly.
Yeah, I took advantage of that a little bit. I don't really know Chase Swink, but I was trying to help my boy Chuck there get ahead, and I think I ran into Chase half a dozen times there when we were side by side, just trying to give Chuck a little breathing room and keep on the inside. The inside here is so bad with these cars. You just can't get any momentum with the lack of horsepower. So you kind of got to lean on that guy a little bit. So hopefully Chase is cool with it. It was a good battle there. I think he kind of tried to do the same thing to Andrew, maybe got a little bit too hard there and spun him out. It's a trick to it. You can hit him a little bit, but you definitely can spin him out if you hit him too hard or in the wrong spot.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's definitely a fine line to make contact here on iRacing and not dump someone. But Ron, once again, congrats on yet another podium finish here tonight at South Boston. Before we let you go, we'll hand the mic over to you and have you thank who you got to thank, whether sponsors, teammates, or anyone else you want to give a shout out to on the broadcast.
Yeah, shout out to Tanner for putting all the work into this league. I think this is the most consistent car count we've had all ever. So, and some really good racing too. Just not a lot of cautions, no drama. It feels like it's been some good stuff lately. So appreciate all the hard work that goes into it. Glad to have you back on the broadcast. Some of my parents usually are checking them out. So appreciate that as well.
Alrighty, well, Ron, once again, congrats on the podium here tonight. You, my man, have yourself a great rest tonight and a great week.
All right, see you, Brett.
Alrighty, folks, that was our third place finisher, the 51 machine of Ron Hart. Now we'll head up to our runner-up finisher, that being the 88 of Chuck Darling. Chuck, do you got a copy? It's Brett the Jet in the booth here.
Hey, Brett, long time no talk to.
Yeah, it has been a minute. First and foremost, my man, how we feeling after 100 laps here at South Boston?
Besides the practice, I think I ran like 200 laps, so I'm pretty wore out after this. This is one of my favorite tracks, and after a crappy season, to finish second to Zach and ahead of my teammate, it feels like a win to me.
Yeah, exactly. I said even while you guys were gritting, I said, man, Chuck Darlington in a good spot this race. He just needs a little bit of lady luck. And I tell you what, kept that car clean and got a great finish with it as well.
Yeah, I anymore with the way the season's gone, I have no expectations. I just try to come out at least hit top fives, and to get up there and make the pass and lead that many laps. I mean, I was on cloud nine, and then we got them late cautions, and that just threw a monkey wrench in everything. But you know, everybody ran clean. Zach did a great job. We got a little bit of contact, for the lead, but that was like harmless. Harmless side by side contact. He did what he had to do. And I just tried to close down and just ran out of laps, ran out of time.
Yeah, it definitely was some hard racing, leaning on each other, but that's what you almost got to expect here. And I mean, very tough to pass, it seemed like tonight. Top side, kind of the preferred lane, but man, Zach Nichols making that bottom side work as well. Wow. That was awesome stuff to see you two duke it out like that.
Yeah, well, I got the lead on the high side. I kind of shocked myself when I put it up there, and I actually made it stick, and it worked. And I've got my teammate Ron in my ear, and he's telling me, don't let Zach get to the top side. And well, I was running the middle of the track. I'm like, well, either go high or go low, and he took low, and I just couldn't hold him off, and tried closing in on him. And I think maybe if we wouldn't have gotten that last caution, I think it might have been a little bit closer than it was, because even he said that I was catching him, and I kind of felt like I was.
Yeah, definitely tough break for those cautions that we had late. Like you said, Chuck, erasing your lead multiple times that you probably felt like you were pretty well off as long as they stayed side by side behind you, right?
Yeah, I was kind of watching in the mirror and seeing what everybody was doing, and I was doing that, but I was trying to make sure I was hitting my marks and trying to, you know, not save too much, but just enough, and try to ride that yellow line right there on the apron and come off nice and easy, not clip the wall, and the gap opened up a little bit more and a little bit more, and I'm like, okay. And then the cautions came, and it kind of threw a monkey wrench in it. But like I said, this season's been kind of a wash. So to finish second to Zach, that's an accomplishment.
Yeah, that definitely is. And, Chuck, we got to continue to look forward on the season. I'm sure you are. How we feeling next week heading to Langley?
It's an interesting track. I've ran a couple of other leagues there. I've won in the modifieds, had a good run in super late models. So I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be a game of patience. Hitting the marks and hopefully remembering to put enough fuel in it to finish the race.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be the key. And yeah, make sure you got that fuel box checked, right?
Yeah, I don't want to repeat in Nashville. My apologies again, Tim, for messing up your race.
Yeah, that one was a tough break for all you guys involved. But like you said, Chuck, able to rebound here this week up on the podium. So hopefully you can keep that momentum rocking and rolling here through the rest of the season. But before we let you go, my man, I'm going to go hand over the mic to you and have you thank who you got to thank, whether sponsors, teammates, or anyone else you want to give a shout out to on the broadcast.
Well, first and foremost, got to thank everybody here at ASRC. It's been a great league to be a part of. All the admins that put in the work on the back end side, the social media, all the sponsors, Talarico Boardwalk Subs, LaPlante Racing Products, Premier Setups, and the list goes on and on. Got to thank them, and got to thank the sponsors that are on the side of my car, BNC Racing, Brad Bergevin, or Dead Short Race Car Wiring. My bad. Sorry, Brad. He's gonna call me an idiot for that one. Anyway, uh, Dead Short Race Car Wiring, Brad Bergevin, and then we got Bertrand Speedway. Of course, I'm running the throwback scheme to Mike Eddy. Still stings that we lost him, and got to thank my wife, BNC Racing. She's the B in BNC Racing, my wife Brenda, and everybody that tuned in on the Turn 3 Racing Network, and you, Brett, for a great job as always. Look forward to going back and watching the replays.
All right, well, thanks, Chuck. We really appreciate it. And thank you, my man, taking your time out of the night being part of the racing action here. So, Chuck, you have a great rest of the night, great rest of the week, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
Yes, sir. Have a good one, Brett.
All righty, folks. That was our runner-up finisher, the 88 of Chuck Darling. Now we'll head down to Victory Lane and talk to the man of the hour. It is the 44 of Zach Nichols. Zach, do you got a copy? It's Brett the Jet in the booth here.
Yeah, we do.
Alrighty, my man. First and foremost, how we feeling after 100 laps here at Sobo?
I'm feeling pretty good. I did not think we were going to be able to come from the back and come get the lead with only a handful of laps to go, but luckily we were able to miss some of those big wrecks there and come home with it.
Yeah, I mean, a tough task to start at the back of a 20 plus car field here at Sobo with only 100 laps. But when I saw your name inside the top 10 in the first, I think it was first 25, 30 laps, I said, oh, this field's got to be careful. And man, I tell you what, it seemed like you made about all the right moves you could have here tonight.
I mean, definitely didn't make all the right moves. Definitely got lucky with that first lap caution where it took a couple guys out and we were able to move up a good amount of spots off that. But yeah, we definitely made some good moves with just sticking to the top on most of the restarts and just picking off the guys that are on the bottom and having to you're just kind of getting bottled up down there. So definitely made some good moves, made some bad ones, and luckily we were able to get to the front and get home with it.
Yeah, and with getting to the front there, Zach, making the pass on the bottom side. I mean, we haven't seen anyone really be able to complete a pass unless there was something obviously wrong with a car or maybe just saving that much tires. So how were you able to get that thing to the bottom side and then make it stick and then complete the pass?
Definitely had to lean on Chuck there to kind of be able to make the pass work. To be fair, I don't really think I could have if I didn't really lean on him. But the like the little run before, me and Ron were side by side, and Chuck was kind of going a little low, going a little high, trying to make it to where I had to go low or go high. And once I kind of figured he was blocking the lanes a little bit, I was like, I can lean on him a little bit, not really wreck him, but luckily we were able to lean on him a little bit and kind of do a little slide job move into 3 and 4 and get to the top and clear him.
Yep, you cleared him, set sail. You're looking really, really good, man. And then, of course, we got to end things with a green-white checkered. What was your mindset going into that?
I mean, I was a little nervous, because 3 laps before that last caution, I got past Chuck, and then Chuck started reeling me back in, and I was giving her all the beans. So he was definitely faster than us at the end, but luckily we got that caution, which kind of played to my favor and was able to go when I wanted and get a little bit of a gap on him, and yeah, we were able to stay in front and get it done.
Yeah, you're able to get it done, pick up yet another win. And Zach, I'm looking at the scoring records here. This is now win 29 for you. This now ties you for the most ever wins in ASRC.
Uh-oh, I know the ties with you, so how you feel actually?
Man, I tell you what, I wish I was racing more super late model races.
Hey, you're at the kick Andrew out the seat then.
Yeah, I might have to try and get that 30. It's gonna be a fun fight to see who cracks off 30 wins. The first ever driver to get 30 wins. Who will be the first to do it? it's going to be tough when it's heads up against you, my man.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's always a blast racing against you there, Brett. And yeah, looking forward to the rest of the season in both the super late models and the street stocks.
Yeah, and speaking about the rest of the season, next week, a big week. Have that big Langley show. Zach, of course, you're one of the favorites going into that. And then, of course, Langley with the Streeters next week. How you feeling with both things, especially the big LaPlante race on Tuesday night?
Yeah, looking forward to that big race at Langley with the super late miles. It's 200 laps, and I got to start in the back again. So luckily we have 200 laps to get towards the front, and hopefully we can come home with that big payday.
Yeah, a lot of money on the line, but I think more importantly, those bragging rights, because you pick up the win, you get the money, the accolades of being the first with a 3 in the win column, as well as rub it in everyone else's face, right? To be the winner of the first ever LaPlante race. Whoo! A lot on the
Yeah,
stake
for
for you. No
sure, for
pressure,
sure.
right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
All righty, Zach. Well, man, it's been a great time talking with you. I'm glad to be back doing these live. I'm sure you were looking forward to chatting with someone after the race, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, glad you're feeling better. And it was I actually ended up watching the street stock race from last week, right before this race, to kind of get in that mindset again. So yeah, it's been a ton of fun. And yeah, you do a great job of broadcasting.
Thank you, Zach. We appreciate it. And you, my man, thanks again for you coming out here, spending your weeknights with us, putting on a show, and have someone to chase against and learn and try and be even better with. But before we let you go, Zach, we, of course, got to hand it on over to you and have you thank who you got to thank, whether sponsors, teammates, and anyone else you want to give a shout out to on the broadcast. Because once again, you got your fans in the stands there in the YouTube chat lands cheering you on.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, my car's on the screen right on that right rear quarter panel. We got RSS Mobile Trailer Repair. Can't thank them enough. R&M Towing, they help us out. Carney's Complete Auto Service, PSSNC. Uh, I'm probably forgetting people. I forget them all the time. Hoax Graphics with Jaden. My dad's in the chat watching. My uncle Kenny's watching. My sister's probably not watching, but she always yells at me if I don't shout her out. So I'll shout her out. And yeah, looking forward to the rest of the season.
Yeah, we are as well, Zach. You're leading points in both series, so best of luck for you the rest of the season. Good luck next week with the big race, man, and have yourself a great rest of the week, Zach.
Yeah, thank you. You too.
Alrighty, folks, that was our race winner here tonight, Zach Nichols, picking up career win number 29. So let's head live, wrap things on up, and get us on out of here. So the race results from South Boston will look like the following. Zach Nichols picking up the win. Chuck Darling second. Ron Hart rounding out the podium. Anthony Danta will finish fourth. Fifth going to Hayden Swank. Finishing in sixth is Stephen Hoffman. Seventh going to Caleb Ramsey. Jaden Kratachi will finish eighth. Ninth is Dave Payne. And Zach Coyer able to sneak into the top 10 there. He will finish 10th. Andrew Payne will finish 11th. 12th going to John DeMeester. 13th is Chase Swank after having a great race going. Just fell apart there at the end. Devin McDonald will finish 14th. Dustin Heights will finish 15th. Calvin Bose will finish 16th. 17th going to Dylan Holcomb. AJ Cruz in 18th. Then 19th Pete Dillon. 20th Josh Cole. And 21st TJ Hassan. So that'll do it here tonight. Thanks again for all the live viewers, all the replay viewers coming on in. We appreciate each and every one of you. Turn 3 is partnered with Premier Setup Shops. You can check them out with a link in the description. Click would go a long way. We appreciate every click as well. So that'll do it here tonight. Next week we have some big races. Super late model for the LaPlante Challenge. First annual of that coming at you Tuesday. Then Wednesday night will be the Street Stocks back at Langley. You won't want to miss that. So everyone take care, stay safe, have a great rest of your week. I've been Brett the Jet in the booth, and I just flew by you. Have a good one.